Now slowly try to come back, friends. Bring yourself back. Start to sense your body. And now let us express our gratitude to all the masters, to the universe. Gratitude to our body. Our breath. Gratitude to all beings on this planet. And gratitude to Mother Earth. Now slowly place your fingers or eyes for 5 seconds, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now, whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes. So, thank you so much, friend, for joining in meditation. Hope you're all back. And please have some water. So, today we will continue about potentials of our soul. So, last week we have discussed about how our energies are part of our consciousness. It can go to another place, the same replica of ours, and how the desire and the emotion, so it charges it, it releases some energy, and we can go to other places like a transparent form, like a cloudy form, and each atom in our body can take a physical form. Physical form in the sense it take a flat, an image of us, right? So continuing the chapter 7, the potentials of the soul. Seth Master, here he said, if the desire were still more intense, it's all about desires. We're all energy beings, and we know our thought as an energy. So each and every thought has its own energy, friends, its own energy. Okay. So if the desire were still more intense, the energy core would be greater, and a portion of your own flow of consciousness would be imparted to the form. I'll read it again. Okay. If the desire were still more intense, the energy core would be greater, and a portion of your own flow of consciousness would be imparted to the form. So it's all depend on the desire and the intensity of the desire. Okay, so intensity, and this intensity, what happens is and it releases some energy, so it forms into some energy. The energy core would be greater. So as the desire is strong, the energy will be strong, isn't it? We all know where the thought goes, where the energy goes. Is it simple thing, right? So in the same way, we are having that desire, so definitely we will, part of our consciousness will flow into, will be imparted to the form. So it takes the form, and we are not aware of it. So these projections then actually are sent out constantly, like the desires we do have some like multiple desires or thoughts, or even a thought, even a single thought forms into an energy, and it will release our consciousness. And this is how we are tapping into others field, we are tapping into others consciousness as well. So here, though Seth Master here he said about a part, that means a part of our, these are all potentials, right? He is mentioning about our potentials, but at the same time we have to be aware of our potentials, where we are producing our, where we are tapping those energies. So here, a part of our consciousness, where if we are thinking about others, right, thinking about others constantly in our mind, to whatever it may be, that energy, so we are releasing our part of our consciousness into their consciousness, into others consciousness. So here we are tapping into others energies, into some other people's or some other energies. So that's how again we are making that thought stronger and stronger, right? So we have to be here, we have to be aware of our energies. And he says about here, he took an analogy of an analogy of a table. Okay, imagine a table. Imagine if you can, that behind the table is another just like that. So here he's took an example of a table. So if you just imagine a table, a physical table just be in front of you. Okay, you see something, not only a table or anything that is in front of you, and it is taking another form. Just imagine a same replica, a same image of that thing, of that chair or table or anything that you see. Just imagine a form, the same form. Okay, so likewise, you have to extend that form to the infinity. You have to extend that form. So a table, a physical table, a same imagine another table, a form, and same the table. So how it goes, when we are thinking, so to some extent, maybe so 10 times or 13 or even 20 we can think, but after that the image will get fade away, right? It just fades. So in the same way, even not only the back, even the front as well, even front, we can imagine the same side of the table or chair. So same side we can imagine many forms. Just imagine, like taking another form, example of taking the same shape. Just imagine a form which is not physical, right? We can imagine things, and after certain images it will fade away. So in the same way, what Seth Master is saying, even our body, our body, anything that appears in physical terms also exists in other terms that you do not perceive. And we can't perceive, but here the physical form has another form. In other terms, you only perceive realities when they achieve a certain pitch. So when they achieve certain pitch means frequency, atoms, molecules, all when they achieve to our frequency, right? It depends upon our frequency as well. So that's how, some masters, they can see the images, they can see parallel dimensions, they can see the masters who are who some people they can't see. It's like clear audience or something. So it's like we can see, they can see other masters. That means their frequency, what is happening here, their frequency matches to that form of frequency of that master. He is not in physical form, right? If he is if the master is in physical form, we all can see, right? We all can see just like us, but he is not in the physical form. He is in other form, he is in conscious, something other conscious. So here these people, their frequency matches to that frequency, and that's how they can see that form. Here that's we all have that ability. We all, we have discussed about extrasensory perception. We all have that abilities, certain abilities, right? So it's all about the frequency. So if we are already having that frequency inside us, if we are already vibrating, we are in vibrating in that frequency, definitely we can see those images. So here we have to remind ourselves, friends, that whatever that we can't see, we should not think that it is not existing. right? This I got to know from one of the master. He shared about the trip with Patri sir. So one master, it's a group, so they went to Bali trip, so with Patri sir. So Patri sir, no, usually he will make us to meditate with flute music. So after meditation, everyone, they are sharing their experiences, right? So one master, she shared about other dimensions and whatever she has experienced about light beings, or she shared about her experience. And everyone, they were listening, and even Patri sir, how he enjoys to listen experiences, so he is listening as well. And after that end of experience sharing, so this master who I was talking with, so this master and then master, his friend, they are not believing in. Of course, the other master, who is friend, so he raised a question to Patri sir. Sir, is she imagining? Right? She is imagining. Is that imagination? So because it's not, no, it is not possible. It is to there are no other dimensions or no parallel dimensions about whatever he is. He kept his doubt before Patri sir, and Patri sir said, just listen. If you don't see, if you don't know, you should not think that it is not existing. You just don't know. You are not aware of it, right? So here in the same way, friends, if we can't see, or if we can't hear, or if it is not possible for us, so we should not deny that it's not existing. There are many things in the universe we are not aware of. Many, like multiple universes. So one time when I in meditation, it's another type of universe, another like I thought only the solar system and other planets, all the galaxies is a universe. But Shiva, master, Lord Shiva, he showed me other universe which are completely different, with different colors. They are beautiful colors. And I thought maybe some other a planet, or so he said, there are multiple universe. They are not only, universe is not only one that we know. There are multiple universes, multiple star dimension, multiple planets that we are. This is what scientists, they are exploring. They want to know. So this is the same way what Seth Master says. You believe only in the physical reality, okay? But there are certain things that you don't know, but they exist they also exist in the other realms, other forms, and we are part of that. And we don't know that our form is like taking into multiple forms. Okay, you only perceive realities when they achieve a certain pitch, the frequency, when they seem to coalesce into matter. So when they form into matter, then you will believe. But they actually exist, and quite validly, at other levels. So at other levels mean the sense other frequency. It need not be a parallel dimension, or in other multiple dimension, it need not be. But here itself, here in this earth planet, so we like certain frequencies. There are different frequencies existing in earth planet as well, on earth planet. So he is saying, so your present personality, as you think of it, is indeed, it's not indelible. So it's not permanent, right? And continues after death to grow and develop. So here our physical personality, our physical form, which we are thinking that it is permanent, it is not permanent. We all know that. We take another form, but we think it will happen only after when we leave our body. But no. So when we are with our body, we are taking other forms. Maybe most of the time, in the whatever the form we are in, we take the replica, we take the image, just like a mirror image. Okay, so Like, as we are discussing about forms, no, let us he is saying about, let us know about super self, over self that has created us. So Seth Master here a little further more. Okay, we are moving into little depth of this topic about knowing about super self and over self. So we all know that we have our over self, super self we call Purnatma, or over self. So what Seth Master is saying, Seth Master is explaining that energy, we are, again, we have to remember we are all energy beings, not that all the physical. We do have certain energies. So the energy which is projected from our super self, that spark of intense identity that resulted in your physical birth. And this is true, this is true, isn't it? This is what I have experienced last year. So I could see, I was meditating, suddenly in that meditation I saw my over self. So from that over self, a beam of light, that's projected out, like a projection, when we put some projection on screens, how a light projects on that screen. So that's how as a beam of light appeared, and that beam of light, took one form, and that form is me, my soul, not this form of, no, it's another form, but I got to know that that is my form. And that's how, friends, we are all gods, we are all divine beings, right? And that form has taken into multiple forms, and each form took birth in other dimensions, in different dimensions, and one form on earth. This is what I saw, this is my experience, what I saw last year. And when Seth Master is explaining about how the energy releases, how the energy is projected from the super self and takes the form, the physical birth of us, and this experience I recollected, and I was little surprised. Okay, this is what happens, right? So not we now we can think, in this way, that extended form of ourself is over self. Now he's saying the extended form. So just now we have, with an example of a table, taking the same image. So we can imagine a table into a different form, in the same form, in multiple, like 20 times or 30 times, we can imagine. So imagine, right? So in the same way, he's saying, that's how, that means imagine a physical thing, a physical table is an over self, is our over self, okay, or super self. So from that, another image which is projected out is us. That means the extended form, the extended form of our over self, extended form of our super self is us. That means the 20th time of the table, the 20th the table or the thing, whichever the image, or even the second, even the third image which we have imagined, so it's us. That means we are the extended form of our over self, right? It's bit try to understand, that's it. So while you continue to exist, so he says, while you continue to exist and develop as an individual, your whole self or soul has vast potential that it can never be expressed fully through one personality. So one personality, in either it may be in another form, in another dimension, so we can't, we can't express fully, we can't know the such a vast potential we have. And imagine, the God, we are we are thinking the over self, they are God, right? They are divine beings. We are extended form of our divine beings, so definitely we will have the same potential as a how the potential has a super self or over self is. But here the frequency differs. That's how we can't see, we can't be exactly in the form of a god here. So here, according to this dimension, according to this frequency, we are vibrating in this frequency, of course. And here we all have that features, we all have that potential as our over self has. So just imagine our parents, right? We'll take into a simple form. Our parents, we took birth in that family, we will have the features of our parents, isn't it? Either mother or father, we have features. And we have the personality, some personality which is which will match to our parents, right? Either the physical features. So in the same way, our over self, though we are not the same replica features, but their energy, the over self energy, or the potential of our over self as in us, because they are they are the Purnatma, we are the Amshatma, right? We are the part of their energy, and definitely we will have that potential. And that's why, even the what Patri sir says, my dear gods, my dear, he always make us to realize that you are God. We are all God. You have to believe that. It's all about the thought. It's all about our thinking, how we think about ourselves, right? So, and our soul has the potential to tap into any time period. So for that, we need particular frequency. And again here, frequency. So Seth Master is saying that our soul, we can tap into any time period. We all have that ability, friends. Again, we have to remember, this is not confined to one particular person or few group. We all have that ability. Just sit and meditate. We can tap into other energies. We can don't imagine in that, or don't think about while you are meditating. But when we meditate, when we practice meditation, we can realize. So whatever the potential we have, we will realize our potential. We will realize our true self, right? So here we can tap into any time period, but we need particular frequency. That's what Seth Master is saying. We have the potential, and another potential, what the another feature is, we have the potential to perceive future as the past. As we have accepted our past, we all have accepted our past in the sense, we all have gone through that past situations, and we think that they are all recorded. All that means we have already passed that situations. That's how we remember. We have that memory, and having that memory, we can tap into our past. We can tap into our past lives or past situations. But we think we can connect only to the past, but not the future. But we all have the ability to tap into any time period. That means future as well. So one time, this is all confirmation. So when I'm reading all this, I'm recollecting my past experiences. So once I saw a vision. So in that vision, so something, a girl and something is going on. So after that vision, I don't know who the lady was and what's happening. I couldn't able to sense even that's one of my past lives. So if we can see past lives, we can everyone, we can easily sense, we can easily know that this is my past life and this character is me, and whatever the lady or the the gen who is ever, whatever, this is me, we can know. But I couldn't able to guess, I couldn't able to sense that. And then one voice has came, and I could listen a voice saying, this is your future birth. I was pretty much surprised. How can I think about the future birth without no present life? I am in the present life. So how can I think about the future? How can my soul design a future birth without ending this birth? So when we end something, we will start something, right? But like after I was in confusion, and also in doubt. Am I so like pretty much very doubtful about this birth? And then the whatever the voice or the master says, this is about your future birth. So I didn't accept it. So I said, no, I can't. So how can I imagine a future birth of mine? So I can't. So I denied it. And later on, I got to know, yes, our soul plans according, but it's not permanent. It might change. It will change. It may change, right? It may change. It's not exactly I'm going to take that birth, but it may change. But at that point, at that frequency level, so it's how my soul has designed. It's whatever they said. So even not only the future, this is a future birth, but present life, in the present life itself, we can tap into our future. So whatever it's going to happen, so we can see. So it's many experiences we heard that many masters saying they can see their future through dreams, or through visions, right? Through sixth sense, they have that intuition. But no, this is one reality. Seth Master said, this is one reality. On other levels of reality, the rules change. This and according to the frequency and according to the rules, like everything gets changed. Everything will change. So let me read about. So whatever, he says about the rules of the game change. So after death, in your terms, you are quite free perspectively. The future appears as clearly as the past. So when we leave the body, of course, when we leave the body, we can see our future birth. We can plan. So whatever we can, before taking birth, we can see our future birth. Even this is highly complicated, however, but there is not just one past, right? So you accept the future appears as clearly as the past. You accept as real only certain classification of events and ignore others. We have mentioned events. So they are also probable past, therefore, that exist quite outside your comprehension. So here he mentions about probable future and probable past and probable present. What is this probable future and probable present? So forget about the past. He after leaving our body, he says, when we leave our body, okay, we see our past. We all know, we see our akashic records, and we try to know whatever the right deeds or whatever the lessons we have learned, and what the lessons we have missed. We all know, we have that projection. We'll see our about our birth. So that means our past birth. He says, so in that past, we don't see each and every episode. We only select what we want. Okay, either maybe lessons, or it depends on the soul. But here, that means in many past episodes, we will select only few. And this is not confined to only the past, even the future. Okay, try to understand, friends. So whatever the past, so there are many episodes. Some movies, like example, we'll take a movie. So in that movie, if we already have watched that movie for multiple times, we skip the songs. If you are and that means if you are not interested in some scenes, we skip, right? we make into fast forward, and we skip some scenes, and whatever interesting scenes and whatever we prefer, we'll watch, right? We will see that that movie. So that clip we can see like clip. In the same way, in the our past as well, when we see our past, we select only some few clips. But here, not only the past, so forget about the past, because we can accept that, we can accept this easily, because it's already past, it already happened, and we choose whatever it is happened, we choose from that. And what about the future? Probable future. He says probable future. That means unprobable present. Not only the past, it's a future as well. That means there are many clips in the future. So multiple portals, how can I see? There are like, for one act, we think that there is only one possible way, but there are multiple ways for one act. That's what future. Suppose, go to the simple example. Suppose think about a parents joining, they are taking admission of their kid. No, the kid is about to start school, about to like nursery or whatever, the kindergarten. So the child is about to start a school. What the parents generally do? So they select some schools which they preferred schools, right? They select some schools, and they will apply admission. So in that school, in that many schools, this child will go to only one school, isn't it? This child can't be there in all schools, whatever they have applied for. So in the same way, we have multiple options, but we choose only one, and we are not aware of other. That means like we are not aware. These parents, they are aware, they have the knowledge of other schools, they have the knowledge of whatever the child needs. So what happens is, they will choose a school, whatever their conditions or whatever their desired school, isn't it? And the child enters into that school. So when the child takes admission in that school, and the consequences will depend. So the consequences will depend on their choice, isn't it? The same way, if the parents are not aware of other schools, if they don't have any knowledge of other schools, okay, what will happen? They think whatever the nearby school, so whatever they see in their area, they think that only this school is existing, because they are not aware of other schools. They are not having knowledge of other schools, that so they will join their kid in that particular school, but because they only know that school. In the same way, friends, we are not aware. Seth Master says, this is what probable future is. Probable future means, for one act, we have multiple options, right? But we are not aware of other options, and we choose only whatever we sense or whatever we think. We choose only one thing, and we think that only this is the only option we have. So that means, imagine you being there, and there are multiple portals or multiple ways, okay, or a junction. So forget about the portal. You are standing at a junction. If you go straight, you will experience one thing. If you go to the right, you will experience other. So whatever we choose, we will experience that consequences. We will experience that particular consequences, right? And that is probable future. And some people who are in lower who vibrate, not vibrate, so who are in excess emotions, okay, they even can't think about the door. So sometimes they think that the doors there are no other ways, and they won't think about the solution. But for one act there are multiple solutions. And as these parents who are not having knowledge of other schools, so they think that there is only one school. In the same way, if we are not having knowledge, if we are not having wisdom, or about the thinking, the perception, so we choose only one, right? So that's how we are experiencing. And here we have to break the myth that there is only one option, there is only one way, but there are multiple ways. And each portal, like multiple portals. So each and every situation is like a portal. So when we enter into that portal, like, just imagine a movie, like they will show us a movie, like if you go entering into the portal means entering into that particular situation. If you enter into that situation, these are the consequences, right? A. And B, portal B, if you enter into portal B, you will get some other experiences, right? Though this is how, friends, but how we need, so choose whatever, here with awareness and wisdom. We need awareness and wisdom, able, so that we can able to see multiple ways. We do have multiple ways, multiple options. So for that we need awareness and wisdom, right? If in a family, suppose there is an argument is going on, one person, if he or she, if that person wants to argue, if that person chooses to, if that person desired, if they want to be in silent, she or he, the person, will be in silence so that the argument calms down. So argument won't extend. If the other person chooses to just argue, and the argument goes on, right? It all depends upon our choice. And definitely the consequences. And here, Patri sir, we will end with this experience. So I was on call with with one of the master, and she was sharing her experience with Patri sir. So in her experience, so what the lesson she was taught by Patri sir is, choose whatever is best or good for you than the desired one. We do have some desires, but we so place the desires aside, and we need to choose the best one. Okay, and whatever friends we have chosen. So SETH master, this is a message from SETH master as well. In the previous we have discussed about it, and again I want to share this message. Okay, never ever regret your choice, never ever. Okay, never ever regret your choice that you have made. This was the message from SETH master on the day. So right, so this is all about our potentials, and we will conclude in next session, friends, this chapter, and we will enter into an interesting chapter coming ahead about dreams, consciousness, sleep. It's very interesting topic. So right, thank you so much. Then if at all you want to share anything, you can unmute yourself. Right, so let's all then, yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, Sarada garu. So, very beautiful session. There is a lot to connect. And these wisdom basically expands us into experiencing we ourselves as a universe. Is it is boundless, there are no limitations, there are no boundaries. Everything is our own choice in the end. So it opens up everyone and makes us experience much higher, much wider, step by step, until there is no any difference. So very beautiful. And you spoke about the past, future, and as well selection of choices, situations. It's like the immortal talks as well. In the wisdom from the immortal talks, it speaks the same, like there are so many portals, and that which you choose is what you get. So never think that we are imposed upon something. Always we have to understand that we have chosen and we are choosing every given point of time. And it is as well an interesting way at looking our thoughts, that every time we think, a part of our, we say energy, but a part of our consciousness of our own self is going into that thought. So we are basically manifesting to it. And we have to always think, right? Never regret what you're experiencing, never regret what you have already experienced, never regret your own choices. We have to love life as it comes, because it is a summary of everything that we consciously, unconsciously created and are creating. So very beautiful. And I remember these, I was recollecting this quote you were earlier mentioning. Patriji used to say, I remember he speaks about this and says about Narada's quote, Narada Muni quote. And he says, never say it is not true just because you do not know. And then it continues, to know you have to research, and there are series of statements that goes in that Narada Muni's quote. So very beautiful. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Shardha.
Thank you, sir. So, hello, friends. Thanks for the messages. And yeah, let's meet in the next session then. Have a great day. All. Thank you. Namaste, sir. Namaste. Shall we end the session, sir?